Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, success keeps slipping through your fingers? You're working, you're pushing, you're grinding, and yet nothing moves. No breakthroughs, no momentum, just the same cycle. Start strong, burn out, feel motivated, then fall back into self-doubt. You wonder, why does success seem effortless for some and like war for me? Here's the truth no one tells you. You don't attract success by chasing it. You attract it by becoming someone it cannot ignore, because success isn't seduced by effort alone. It's magnetized to identity, to energy, to the habits, thoughts, and choices you live with every single day. And the reason you're stuck isn't because you lack potential. It's because your identity hasn't yet aligned with your desired reality. But that ends now. This isn't just another motivational pep talk. It's a full re-engineering of who you are from the inside out. We're going to break down the exact mindset, the daily disciplines, the identity shifts you need to transform your inner world so that success becomes the inevitable consequence of who you are, ready to stop chasing and start attracting? Then let's begin the real work. If you're serious about transforming who you are and unlocking the version of you that success cannot resist, subscribe now. This channel exists to build the mindset that builds legacies. You've been told all your life that effort is the key to success. Work harder, stay longer, hustle more. But here's the inconvenient truth. Effort without identity is like building a mansion on sand. No matter how beautiful it looks, it won't stand. Why? Because results are not just driven by what you do, they are reflections of who you are. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. Your beliefs, your habits, your self-image. These shape the frequency you broadcast, and life responds accordingly. This is why two people can take the same actions and get completely different outcomes. One sees explosive growth, the other stays stuck. What's the difference? Not effort. Identity. One acts from alignment, the other from insecurity. One believes they belong, the other hopes they're good enough. The invisible architecture of your life is your self-concept. If you secretly believe you're not ready, not worthy, not capable, your subconscious will sabotage every step forward. Even your productivity becomes a mask to avoid confronting the deep-rooted belief, I'm not enough. But identity is not fixed. It is engineered with precision. You become what you consistently affirm, visualize, and reinforce through action. And this is where transformation begins, by forging a new self-image through mental repetition and disciplined behavior even before the results show up. This process is not fake it till you make it. It's build it till you become it. Because when your identity evolves, your reality follows. You won't need to chase anymore. The world will feel your new frequency and respond to it. So the question is, who do you need to become for success to be the most natural outcome of your existence? Now pause, picture that version of you. Speak their name silently, and start acting like them today. Most people drift. They wake up, go through motions, react to life, and call that living. But drifting is not living, it's surrendering. If you don't design your future with precision, you'll end up in someone else's blueprint, probably one built for your mediocrity. Clarity isn't optional. It's your only protection against aimless motion. A vague desire like I want success is powerless. Success in what? How will you know when you've reached it? What will it look like, feel like, require? Ambiguity breeds hesitation. Clarity builds momentum. When your goals are defined with surgical precision, your mind locks in and your actions gain force. Clarity gives birth to direction, and direction multiplies power. A scattered mind leaks energy. A focused mind channels it. Every great achievement began with an image so vivid, it demanded reality. You need to see your goal, not as a wish, but as a blueprint, detailed, dimensional, non-negotiable. Most people don't lack drive, they lack design. Imagine trying to build a skyscraper without a plan. That's how most people treat their future: guesswork, emotion, and wishful thinking. But clarity is not a feeling, it's a decision. You decide what matters, you define the target, then you move relentlessly toward it. And here's the shift. Don't just set goals, engineer them. Reverse engineer them. If your goal is 5 years away, what must happen this year? This quarter? This month? Today? When your goals are broken down into daily executions, discipline becomes natural, because now you're not guessing, you're building. clarity also kills distraction. When you know what you want, what's irrelevant becomes obvious. You stop saying yes to what dilutes you. You begin filtering people, projects, and even thoughts through one brutal question. Does this move me toward my vision? If not, it goes. No guilt, just clarity. But beware, clarity takes courage. It forces you to confront the gap between where you are and where you say you want to be. It reveals how long you've tolerated things you never signed up for. But that confrontation is sacred. It marks the start of true ownership, the moment you stop drifting and start directing. So define it. Name it, write it, speak it, visualize it, obsess over it. Your clarity is your compass. Without it, you'll wander endlessly. But with it, you become a force of nature, precise, intentional, and impossible to ignore. Setbacks are not signs that you're failing. They're stress tests, divine audits designed to expose what still needs to be forged inside you. Most people see adversity as punishment, but the truth is, life isn't trying to break you. It's trying to build the version of you who can carry what you've been asking for. Pain has a purpose. It strips away illusions. It forces focus. It teaches you where your boundaries are and where they must expand. Every breakdown is a lesson wrapped in discomfort, and only those who lean in rather than retreat extract its wisdom. Comfort is addictive, but it never made anyone extraordinary. The successful don't avoid failure. They redefine it. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's the forge of it. Every legend you admire has bled in silence, stumbled in shadows, and rebuilt from rock bottom. They didn't pray for ease, they cultivated strength, and strength, by definition, requires weight. Your bounce back rate is your real superpower. Not how high you fly, but how fast you recover. When life knocks you down, and it will, you must choose victim or warrior. The victim waits, the warrior rises, not perfectly, but purposefully. Rise slow if you must, but rise. Here's the trap. Most people make pain personal. They believe the setback is about them. I'm not good enough. It always happens to me. But resilience begins when you stop assigning identity to adversity. The obstacle is neutral. Your interpretation gives it power. Reclaim that power. Mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's trained, and the training ground is made of delay, disappointment, rejection, and failure. These are not detours. They are the curriculum. Each trial is a certification opportunity, testing if you're truly ready for what you asked for. So stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Every wound holds instruction. Every delay is a preparation chamber. But you only graduate when you stop resisting and start extracting. Until then, life will repeat the lesson, not as punishment, but as preparation. True resilience is quiet. It doesn't post. It doesn't seek applause. It just keeps going. Through fog, fire, and fatigue. Until one day, what once felt like breaking now feels like breathing. That's the shift. And when that happens, nothing can stop you, not even life itself. Before the world believes in you, you must believe in yourself relentlessly, irrationally, before any external proof appears. Why? Because belief is the foundation. Without it, even the best opportunities crumble. With it, even the impossible starts to bend. The battle is won or lost in the theater of your own mind. Self-belief is not arrogance. It's alignment. It's knowing that your vision wasn't given to you by accident, and that it's your sacred obligation to pursue it. Doubt whispers lies. It disguises itself as logic, humility, realism. But doubt isn't protective. It's paralytic. And if you let it govern, it will rob you quietly. Think about it. How many times have you held back, not because you were unprepared, but because you didn't think you were enough? That hesitation cost you more than failure ever could. Failure teaches, but doubt traps you in almost acted, almost started, almost changed. But here's the truth. Belief is a muscle. It's built through reps. Every time you act despite fear, you lift. Every time you honor a promise to yourself, you grow. Self-trust is self-built through consistent action aligned with your values. Confidence isn't given, it's constructed. And your mind remembers. Every commitment you keep becomes evidence. Every challenge you face and survive becomes armor. Over time, you don't just believe in yourself, you know who you are. You become the type of person whose certainty is contagious. Not loud, just unshakable. The danger isn't failure. The danger is living beneath your potential because you waited for permission to rise. No one's coming. There is no perfect moment. There's only this one and the decision to show up in it boldly. Self-belief is your invitation to stop playing small. Understand, the world responds not to your words, but to your certainty. People, opportunities, and results are drawn to those who move like they belong. If you hesitate, the world mirrors that. But if you move like it's yours, you'll begin. Two find doors where others only saw walls. So declare this: I don't need guarantees. I don't need applause. I need one thing: unbreakable belief in the version of me I'm building. And from that place I will act. I will fail forward. I will shape the world to match my conviction. Not someday, but now. Discipline is not about punishment. It's not a rigid routine or robotic perfection. It's the highest act of self-respect, the proof that your future matters more than your comfort. People admire discipline in others, but avoid it in themselves, not realizing that success is built quietly in the shadows of repetition. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. If you only act when you feel like it, you'll never build anything lasting. Feelings are fleeting. Discipline isn't emotional, it's a decision. It's waking up and doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. That's where greatness is forged. The truth is simple. Your life reflects your rituals. What you do daily is who you become permanently. Skip the gym today. Ignore your business plan. Delay that hard conversation again. Those are not isolated moments, they're identity statements. Discipline stacks, and so does avoidance. One builds strength, the other rust. Every master was once a beginner who refused to quit. They didn't rise on bursts of motivation, they rose on the back of consistency. When no one clapped, when no one noticed, when they were tired, frustrated, or uninspired. But they still showed up, and that is what made them dangerous. But don't confuse discipline with perfection. You will fall, you will miss days, you'll break promises. The key is not flawless execution, it's rapid return. Get back on track faster. Shorten the gap between failure and recommitment. Discipline isn't about never slipping. It's about never staying down. Cultivate discipline. Start small, ruthlessly small. Wake up on time. Finish what you start. Honor one commitment per day. These wins become anchors. As they compound, you realize you're not just doing disciplined things, you're becoming a disciplined person. That identity shift changes everything. Discipline is quiet. It doesn't boast. It just builds. And one day it delivers results so undeniable. People call you lucky, not knowing you were busy showing up while they were negotiating with their excuses. The difference between average and extraordinary is what happens when no one is watching. So build it, brick by brick, day by day. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Let your habits testify on your behalf. Because when the spotlight finally hits, it won't create your greatness, it will simply reveal the structure, discipline already built beneath the surface. The world doesn't pause. Technology evolves, markets shift, rules change. And while most people try to hold on to what used to work, the successful ask a better question: what works now? Survival isn't about strength, it's about adaptability. Growth demands evolution, and evolution demands learning. But learning isn't just consuming information. It's transformation through application. You don't grow by reading, you grow by doing something new with what you've read. Knowledge is inert without action, and action without feedback is noise. True learners observe, test, adjust. They treat life as a living laboratory. The danger is comfort. Once you think you know enough, you stop stretching. You protect your ego instead of expanding your capacity. You resist challenge instead of pursuing it, and your mental edge begins to dull. A blade unused grows rust. A mind unused breeds decay. Learning is mental sharpening. The most dangerous phrase you can believe is, "I already know this." That belief closes the door to expansion. You've heard the saying, the moment you stop learning, you start dying. It's not poetic. It's literal. The brain is designed for growth. Starve it of novelty, and your world starts shrinking. Successful people remain students always. They ask better questions. They seek new mentors. They learn from criticism instead of defending their ego. Their identity is not rooted in being right, it's rooted in getting better. That humility is not weakness. It's strategic. It keeps them in the game while others plateau, and adaptability, that's your competitive edge. When the world changes, the adaptable don't panic, they pivot. They don't mourn the past, they mine the present. They extract opportunity from disruption while others wait for things to go back to normal. But evolution has no reverse gear. To build this mindset, you must cultivate hunger. Feed your brain daily. Watch things that challenge your perspective. Read what confronts your biases. Have conversations that make you uncomfortable, not for the sake of discomfort, but for the sake of expansion. Stay open, stay curious, stay teachable, because the truth is, the version of you that gets to the next level doesn't exist yet. You must create them through knowledge, experience, and courageous reinvention. Keep sharpening your mind. Keep evolving, because in a world that never stops changing, only the learner thrives. You are not just a product of your habits, you are a reflection of your environment. Who surrounds you either sharpens you or suffocates you. People are like mirrors. They reflect back your standards, your energy, your vision. And if your circle normalizes mediocrity, your growth will always feel like rebellion. Look around. Who do you spend time with? Do they challenge your thinking or validate your limitations? Do they celebrate discipline or excuse laziness? The truth is, your proximity determines your perspective. Stay too long around the wrong people, and even greatness will begin to feel uncomfortable. Energy is contagious. Spend time with victims, and you'll start seeing problems everywhere. Spend time with visionaries, and you'll start seeing possibility in everything. Most people don't realize how much of their internal dialogue was downloaded from external voices. Your inner critic often has someone else's face. This doesn't mean cut everyone off. It means curate with intention. Choose conversations that stretch you. Seek out minds that live at your next level. You don't have to be the smartest in the room. In fact, you shouldn't be. Growth accelerates when you're surrounded by people who make you feel like a beginner again. Greatness is a standard, not a personality trait. And your circle either enforces that standard or excuses its absence. If you're the most driven person you know, you're in the wrong group, because standards are set by what's normal around you, and you will adapt upward or downward. Your circle isn't just influencing your results, it's shaping your identity. People either amplify your belief or erode it. They either remind you of who you're becoming or reinforce the version you're trying to outgrow. Choose those who speak to your future, not your fears. Want to know your trajectory? Audit your environment, not just physically, but digitally. Who are you following? What content are you absorbing? What language are you tolerating around you? Every input becomes part of your operating system. Clean the code, upgrade the source, because you can be brilliant, you can be disciplined, you can be hungry. But if your environment resists your evolution, you'll feel like you're swimming against gravity. So elevate your circle and you elevate your life. Your mindset is not just a lens, it's a magnet. It filters how you see the world and silently attracts what you believe you deserve. If you operate from scarcity, you'll subconsciously repel opportunity. Why? Because scarcity thinks in terms of limitation, and limitation is the root of fear, hesitation, and self-sabotage. Scarcity says there's not enough time, not enough chances, not enough for you. So you move defensively, protectively, reactively. You fear others' success because you see it as a loss for yourself. And from that mindset, even when opportunity knocks, you're too afraid to answer. Abundance, on the other hand, shifts everything. It says there's more than enough opportunity, enough clients, enough greatness, enough room for everyone. This shift doesn't make you naive, it makes you powerful, because it unlocks creative energy that fear keeps locked away. When you believe there's more coming, you stop clinging, you start building, you collaborate instead of competing, you share instead of hiding, and suddenly doors open. Why? Because the world mirrors your internal climate. If you think in terms of expansion, life expands. If you think in terms of lack, life contracts. The abundance mindset doesn't mean you ignore challenges. It means you approach them from strength. You ask better questions. You find alternative paths. You recover faster from losses. Why? Because you don't see failure as final. You see it as feedback. That shift alone makes you unstoppable. To cultivate abundance, start with your language. Eliminate phrases like I can't afford it or I'm not good enough. Replace them with how can I create it? And what am I becoming through this? Your brain listens, and it builds pathways around the words you feed it. Over and over, practice gratitude daily, not as a strategy. Gratitude tunes your attention to what's present, not what's missing. And when you focus on what's working, you gain the confidence to expand it. Abundance is not about having more, it's about seeing more, seeing possibility where others see walls. Because success isn't hoarded, it's harmonized. It flows toward those who expect it, prepare for it, and radiate the belief that it belongs to them without guilt, without fear, without hesitation. Shift your field, and success will shift. With it, passion is the spark, purpose is the map. One ignites the fire, the other keeps it from burning everything down. Most people live in emotional extremes. They're either overexcited without direction or disciplined but empty. True greatness fuses passion with purpose, creating fuel that never runs dry. Passion alone is unstable. It burns bright but fast. Without anchoring, it fizzles into burnout or misdirection. That's why some people chase idea after idea, always starting, never finishing. They confuse noise with movement. But movement without direction is exhaustion disguised as progress. Purpose, on the other hand, is deep. It's quiet. It's the reason behind the reason. It's what makes you stay after passion fades. It's the anchor in the storm, the thing that whispers keep going when everything else screams quit. When passion fades and it will, purpose holds the line. When you align both, you become dangerous. You no longer depend on motivation, you operate from mission. You work harder, not for applause, but because your work means something. And in a world starving for meaning, a person on purpose becomes magnetic, unstoppable, and unforgettable. To find your purpose, start with this question: what pain did I survive that I refuse to waste? Purpose is often born from wounds, experiences that shaped you, struggles that refined you. Inside that fire, you'll find clarity. And with clarity, your passion gets legs. It can walk, it can lead. Passion says, "This excites me." Purpose says, "This matters." Passion pushes, purpose pulls. You need both. Passion will get you started. Purpose will get you through the dark nights, the silent months, the invisible work that no one celebrates. Purpose gives weight to your obsession. And once you operate from that place, you don't just work, you build legacy. You're no longer chasing dopamine. You're carving meaning. You wake up tired but fulfilled. You stay up late, not out of pressure, but out of fire. And that fire doesn't burn you, it builds you. So stop chasing passion as a feeling. Instead, forge purpose as a foundation. Build a life where your energy flows into something that matters. And when you do, success becomes a byproduct. Recognition becomes a ripple, and your fire, it becomes a beacon. You can have the clearest vision, the strongest mindset, and the most detailed plan, but without action, none of it matters. The difference between the fulfilled and the frustrated isn't knowledge, it's execution. The world rewards those who move, not those who think about moving. Most people wait for the perfect time, the perfect feeling, the perfect plan, but perfection is a prison. It disguises procrastination as preparation. And while you wait, life moves on, opportunities expire, confidence erodes, dreams rot quietly in notebooks, and mental folders labeled someday. Here's the truth: you will never feel 100% ready. And you don't need to. Clarity grows in motion. Courage is built through action. Success doesn't come from knowing more, it comes from doing more with what you already know. Start messy, start small, but start now. Relentless action is not frantic, it's focused. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things, again and again, especially when no one's watching. It's showing up when it's boring, when it's inconvenient, when results are invisible. That's when your future is decided, and when resistance shows up, because it will. That's not a sign to stop. It's a signal that you're close to transformation. Resistance is the threshold. Most turn back. The few who push through, they break patterns, they collapse timelines, they enter rooms no one thought they belonged in. To act relentlessly. You must stop negotiating with comfort. Build habits that are immune to moods. Stack wins daily, no matter how small. Let your results become non-negotiable. Not because you're obsessed with outcomes, but because you've become someone who honors their decisions with action. Action rewires your identity. Every time you move, you cast a vote for who you are becoming. It's not about massive leaps. It's about consistency under pressure. Over time, the world will stop asking what you're doing and start following where you're going. So ask yourself now, what am I avoiding? What decision have I delayed? Then make the move, not later, not tomorrow, now, because the life you want is not hiding, it's waiting for you to show up. Let this truth sink in. You don't chase success. You become the person who attracts it, because success doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to identity, to clarity, to resilience, to discipline, to aligned, relentless action. You've just been given the blueprint not just of success, but of self-mastery. These aren't motivational slogans. These are battle-tested laws. And if you embody them, your results won't just improve, your life will become unrecognizable. But only if you act. So pause right now, breathe, and ask yourself, am I finally ready to become the version of me that success can't ignore? If you are, then stop passively consuming and make a commitment. Type this in the comments. I am the source of my success. Let it be your declaration. Let it mark your shift. Share this video with someone who's been stuck, someone who needs to remember that their future is not a matter of luck, but of alignment. Share this with someone who needs to remember who they truly are. And if this message sparks something inside you, don't let it fade. Subscribe now and stay plugged in. We're building the kind of mindset here that not only attracts success, it commands it, because this isn't just a channel, it's a movement, and the next version of you is waiting. Now go, build it, become it, live it.